Alrighty boys and girls, welcome back to the channel, and today we have cooked up an absolute banger for you guys. If we jump onto my laptop here, we'll get straight into it. This is exactly how I made $12,914 in the last 7 days by just learning two skills that are the fundamentals, the backbone of any business. None of that latest trending business model, start dropshipping, do day trading, go over here, do this, start here, it'll be the easiest here. Just two skill sets that have been around for centuries, two skill sets that will be around for many more centuries, and two skill sets that will make you a fuck ton of money. Two skill sets that allowed me to go from being broke, working construction, the only way I knew how to make money was to use my hands, to now this being my reality in 2025. Fast forward 12 months where we're having weeks where we're making upwards of $12,000, almost $13,000 if you look here. So quick backstory for you guys, where I came from if you're new here, or if you're just wondering how I got here. If you've been here for a while, you don't really know my backstory. This time last year was when I actually was in a position to quit my tradie job 12 months ago. So I quit my job around 12 months ago. For the 3 months prior, I prioritized learning high income skills, those two skills being sales and marketing. Really, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I didn't have any experience in this space. You know, I dropped out of school when I was 17, but at around 15 months ago now was when I'd hit rock bottom. I'd gone through a breakup. I was dead broke. I was just sick of my life. I was going out drinking, partying every weekend. I was lost. I was confused, and I just didn't know where I wanted to go with my life. But I knew that the reality of me being on a job site for the next 50 years was not what I wanted and not what I ever envisioned for myself. And at around that point is when I started seeing all this stuff pop off on my For You page. Make money online, do this, do that. So all these other people in a similar situation to what I was in, winning, being in the position that I wanted to be in. So that's when I really started to do a deep dive, you know, probably like you guys right now, seeing all this different stuff, do this, do that, and no one really explained how to do it. That's when I came across these things called high income skills. Ended up locking in, studying those skills for months, and you know, say around 3 or 4 months in is where I really started to get my head around it. Started making my first bit of money, and I learned how to sell valuable offers, so high ticket offers that actually have an impact on other people's life, using the skills that I had learned. Now, these skills that I learned were skills that you're not taught in school. You know, these are skills that are almost kept off the backbone because we live in a society, in almost a system designed to keep you broke, to keep you away from the full potential that you do have. So this time last year, you know, all I had was my phone, a vision, and a very good work ethic because I wanted to make a change, and I'd been working construction for 4 years. So work ethic was almost an advantage. It was an advantage that I'd gone from, you know, having to go through the shit of getting up at 5 a.m, working for 10 hours, only earning $1,000 a week. So I truly understood what hard work looked like for nothing. So really jumping into something like this, just instilling that same work ethic, having a strong vision where I wanted to be, and ultimately 12 months forward now, that's led us here now. That has led us here now. So what I'm gonna firstly break down for you guys is the game plan, the overview, how I made the first 12K from executing 3 simple steps. I wanna make this as simple as possible, no bullshit, because, you know, I remember when I was first getting started, there was a lot of shit out there that just confused the fuck out of me when it really isn't that hard. It really isn't that hard. So the 12K that I made over the last 7 days really came from 3 simple steps, which were content. So obviously right now I'm filming content. I post content on my short form, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube shorts as well, but content that built curiosity. So, you know, content directed at a specific person, which was myself this time last year, that built curiosity around what I was doing. All right, so he's in the position I want to be in, he's living the life I want to be in. How can I do the same? But also with that, curiosity is a key part, but also being able to build trust with my audience, with my target viewer, being in a similar position, being relatable, posting content that I know would have had a positive effect on myself this time last year when I was broke, when I was depressed, when I was living a life I didn't want to live. That was basically the first simple step, was building a personal brand, posting content that built curiosity around what I was doing, but also trust that I can help people do the same. Now, from there, it really comes down to probably the 2 more important parts, which is conversations that qualified warm leads. So the skill of appointment setting, in short. So learning the skill of appointment setting this time last year, although you're probably capped at 5 to 10K a month as a setter specifically, that skill set later on in business, later on when you've got your own brand, is going to be a very, very, very key skill that will make you a lot more money. So being able to conversate with warm leads, people who are already interested, people who are already keen, being able to build urgency, that was basically the next step. Then from there, it was just having strong communication with my team that ultimately converted to, you know, the week that we have had here. So what I mean by that is, having a good sales team behind me, having good connections with people in the space, and also just the art of communication between potential clients, people interested in specific digital products or services. And then also on the back end of that, having a strong communication with my team so we can be on the ball 24/7 and make sure nothing slips through the cracks. Now, this is obviously the path that I've gone down, building a personal brand, having an offer there that serves a purpose, having an offer there that wins. That's where I'm at right now. But a quick disclaimer, I want to make sure that you guys realize that, these skills that I'm talking about, the skills of sales, content creation, marketing, having conversations, communication, these are skills that can be poured into any business at any time. Skills that have been around for centuries and skills that will continue to make a lot of people a lot of money. Sales, marketing, they are the backbone of any successful business or person. You master these skills, whatever pathway you want to go down, you will make a fuck ton of money for life. The stats back it up. If you look at, where the e-learning space is going over the next 5 years, it's gone to 4-5x. So the demand is there. So there's a clear need for the supply. If you don't want to post content, you want to focus on sales, that's fine. You learn setting, you learn closing. You can be a part of a business. You can be a part of someone else who is posting content and make money that way. You learn these skills, it will serve you for a very long time. But that is basically what the game plan looked like over the last week, focusing on 2 skills, bringing people in, building a trustful relationship, and then really just having strong communication skills and conversational skills as well. Now, with that, I want to quickly run you through the exact skills that actually made me the money. I touched on it before, but the content side of things was content with intent. So a lot of people focus on vanity metrics, how many views, how many shares, how many comments, how many likes. It is important, but it needs to be valuable. And this even goes to the person who doesn't want to post content. When you're watching someone else's content who has an offer, who has a digital product or service, you need to make sure that their content is valuable. It serves a purpose. It's having an impact on a specific person. You're actually giving free value in all of your content. You can do this with, one of the main ways is just with relatable stories to show that you're a real person going through real things and you went through real things rather than flashy edits. People who get sucked in with the flashy edits are just full of brain rot. So that was skill number 1, content creation for me. Not worrying about going viral, but just actually having an impact on a specific person, impacting 10 specific people rather than going viral to 1 million people. You yourself will have a better experience, you'll make more money, but you'll also have more of a positive effect on the specific person that you're trying to help out. Now, skill number 2 was DM psychology. So the skill of appointment setting, understanding sales, understanding psychology, understanding how to build urgency, understanding how to create scarcity. Lots of different skills that go into it, but basically having the psychology behind that to first off qualify these people so you're not sending dog shit leads to the calendar when you're booking in these calls. So not just pitching everyone who comes through. And with, these sort of all work in conjunction. So you should have a lot more quality leads if you're posting a lot more quality content that is targeting a specific person. With that, you then qualify these people, you ask better questions, you create urgency, and you then go on to pitching and booking the call just for those who are serious. Now from there, skill number 3 is just framing the offer, making it feel like a shortcut, because that's what it is realistically. That's what it was for me. So knowing how to sort of pitch things in the DMs, pitch things as an appointment setter. I even did a 7-day challenge last week where I was on an offer and I gave you guys the ins and outs of appointment setting. And the main thing I wanted you guys to take away from that last week is that you are never selling anything. You are just showing a solution. There is a problem there, whether it's in the wealth niche, the fitness niche, the relationship niche, there is a problem there. That's why they're reaching out. They want to make a change. So you are just providing, as an appointment setter, DM psychology, the solution to their problem. Now, off the back end of that, another skill that I didn't specifically use to make money was sales and the closing side of things, but I have a team behind me to do that because I met the right people in the space. I got the right connections. But the main thing here is, like, you're not selling, you're sharing a journey with your content. You're showing relatable stories. You're not worrying about vanity metrics. You're then getting people who are interested in what you're doing. You've built that trust like we set up here. And then it's really about framing the offer or seeing if the offer will be the solution to their problem. If it's not, you send them away to something else that is better suited to them. Now, I quickly want to run you guys through some mistakes that I didn't make. So, I want to run, obviously, we've had a good week, but for a lot of you guys here, you see the wins, you see what works, but these are mistakes that I didn't make. So the first one is I didn't actually run ads. So people think with, selling digital products that you have to run ads. That's how you get traction, especially in 2025 where the space is going. Running ads, organic content is where it's at. So free content, just reels that can get pushed out so much more. The minute that you pay for ads is the minute that your organic content will stop getting pushed out as much, which is not what we want. If you have an organic piece of content blow up, that is, 4, 5, 6, 10xing the amount of lead flow and the amount of people coming in that you could get paying for ads. When you pay for ads once, Instagram, TikTok, these social media platforms know that you have money and won't push your organic out as much as it potentially could be. So you're just in this constant hamster wheel. The only people you're going to be bringing in are people from ads, and they're often not the most qualified or bought in leads. They've seen an ad. They're not bought into you, your story, your journey. So that was the first mistake that I have never made. I've never paid for ads, which also cuts down the costs in some areas of the business. So you can pour it into having a better sales team and things like that. Now, this is probably one of the most important ones with promoting digital products, especially high ticket offers, is that you can't fake wins. People who fake wins, it's not a long-term play. It might do well here, might do well there, but people are gonna see the bullshit. I share wins every single day, real wins from real people that I've personally helped out, and I never lie about the results. I have weeks where I make $500. I have weeks where I make $12,000, and that's all part of building trust as well. So, these are a few of the wins that I shared over the last 7 days that, ultimately would have helped to convert the people coming through the DMs. So, if we look at my boy Callum here, he made 40,000 AUD in a single month. Callum's actually in the room upstairs above me. This is a real win from a real person who was working a 9-to-5 job this year. Callum doesn't post content. He now manages sales teams. So for you guys who don't want to post content, as you see, no content, no followers, no brand, just sales, just showing up, just doing the work, especially the shit I didn't want to do. This is a real win from a real person. And the way that he got this win was not lucky. It was through specific training, through training that got him to the position where he can now make $40,000 a month, travel the world. We're in Europe right now. Even if you look at my boy Michael here, 3.5K US dollars in his first 8 days inside the academy. Hey everyone, I'm Michael. I'm 24 from Perth, Australia, working as a Sparky still. He's joined the academy 8 days ago, made $3,500 US dollars, which is around $5,500 Australian dollars in his first week. Now, these are real wins from real people who are from the same country as me, probably from the same country as you, people who are working a trade like me, people who I'm having a genuine impact on, people who are just taking the leap, going for it and getting these results. So that's a massive mistake that I didn't make. I never share wins that aren't real. I never push anything on my personal brand that wouldn't work for myself, that I wouldn't do myself. So the next mistake I didn't make is I didn't copy other people's crap. I see so many times people on social media copying each other, just pushing the same shit. Oh, he posted testimonies, I've got to post testimonies, but my offer doesn't get results. So I didn't copy other people's bullshit. I have my own vision, my own story, and only me can have the story that I have. People often have this cliche story of, I was here, now I'm here, but there's no tangible stories behind it, no actual stories behind it. It's just very surface level. And then pretty much, as I said here, I stuck to what I know and I told my story honestly. I didn't make money for 3 months. It was a grind. It was a hustle. I was dead broke. It did start to work. This story that I tell, this story that I share with you guys right now, even that I shared at the start of this video, is a real story. And not just that, these are real stories here as well. So those are probably the biggest mistakes that I see people make, is they're just worried about money. But the more that you focus on making sales, making money, the less money and the less long-term this will actually be. This will not be a long-term thing if you're just worried about the money and how quickly you can make money. I had to focus on building my skill sets, building my knowledge, building myself up for 3 to 4 months with no money so that I can have this long-term genuine impact on you guys. Now, from there, the next thing really is time management, how to manage your time. So when you think about making $12,000 in 7 days, working a 9-to-5, you'd have to be working 24/7. It's just virtually impossible. So when you think about, making this sort of money in 7 days here, you're probably thinking the same thing. I was working 24/7, but it really is about managing your time, batching out your tasks, the most important tasks, and then building a team around you. So right now I'm traveling Europe. I'm in Sweden. The most important part for all of this is I'm still living the life that I created. I mentioned earlier up here at the beginning, I had a strong vision for myself. My vision was to be traveling Europe, to be traveling the world while still enjoying my life, but still working. So, I'm sticking to that. I'm still enjoying my life because off the back of living my life the way I'm living it now, I look forward to work because I know off the back of the hard work that I put in will be the times where I can travel, will be the times where I can go out for a drink with the boys, will be times, where I meet people like this Brody here. I'm with Ethan, I'm with Callum. These boys who are on the same mission as me, we can collect $25,000 in a single day, go out for a beer, rather than collect $25,000 in a single day and just do nothing. You got to enjoy yourself. Now, as I say here, I don't work all day. I just work 1 to 2, sometimes 3 to 4 hours in the morning. I like doing my work in the morning. I like getting it done out the way so I can still go out and enjoy myself. I wake up, I check my messages, I have calls with my team, I post content and I film content and then reply to people. That's really all my day-to-day life looks like 12 months ago. You know, when I was first starting out, when I first blew up, it was a lot of me. I've got to control everything. But obviously in time, with more systems, with the right mentors around you, you learn how to automate and delegate tasks. So, you know, you can have specific people do specific things for you. You can pay them to do that for you. And then off the back of that, that is the saying of buying your time back. Once you earn a certain amount of money, you know, I might have made $12,000 this week. $1,000 of that goes towards my team, my sales team, my setting team, my video editors, everything like that, where I can just pay people to do tasks that I don't really need to do. So that off the back of that, I only have to do 1 to 2, 3 hours a day where I'm just making sure the teams are in place, everything's in place, and I can enjoy the life that I've worked so hard for. So, you know, after that, I'm out living, I'm going to the beach, I'm exploring, I'm going to the gym, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want, really, because that's the life that I envisioned for myself. That's the life that I want. I made this work around my lifestyle, not the other way around. This isn't a 9 to 5. It isn't wake up, do the job, then enjoy your life. It is my lifestyle. So, you know, there might be some days where, you know, I'll get up and do a couple of hours work, I'll go to the gym, I'll go to the beach. Oh, fuck, he needs me. All right, I need to just jump on a call with him real quick. Half an hour, done. All right, we're going to make money. Yep, sweet. So it is my lifestyle. It works around my lifestyle. That's the beauty of working from your phone, working from your laptop. My phone's in my pocket. You know, it's buzzing all day. I like to get the key main tasks out the way at the beginning of the day. So, you know, this would be a typical morning. This is where I'm filming this video right now. I'll sit behind my laptop for a few hours. Now I'll go to the gym. We might have a good day. So we go and celebrate that. You want to celebrate the wins as much as you want to endure the losses and learn from the losses. But the biggest takeaway from this video for you guys, how I made $12,914 in 7 days just from my phone while traveling Europe. It really is so simple. Focus on learning 2 to 3 simple skill sets like sales, marketing, closing, setting, content creation. Focus on learning skills. Don't listen to these guys out there who are do dropshipping, do day trading. You will fail these business models without the right skills behind you. From there, it's just a bit of consistency, showing up every single day, regardless of if you have a few too many beers, regardless of if you can't be fucked. This is a consistency game. And then eventually just building a team around you. Even for a lot of you guys, probably the best analogy I can give you is like, you know, a lot of you guys reach out, you're like, I'm doing day trading, I'm doing dropshipping, I'm trying to learn high income skills, I'm doing that. You're going into these things with 20% of your full potential because you're doing 1,000,001 different things. Similar to business, if you just focus on one thing, which would be high income skills, building a personal brand, whatever it may be, say you're focusing on building a personal brand, rather than having to edit, rather than having to worry about a setting team, a sales team, you hire people to do that, meaning you can go 100% on the one thing that you can control, which is creating the content for me. So, you know, once you have a team around you, your potential is so much higher because you're all focusing 100% on the one thing. Your setters are focusing 100% on the one thing. Your closers are focusing 100% on the one thing, rather than you going, I've got to take a sales call here, I've got to set, I've got to do content, I've got to edit. You automate, delegate these tasks. You're all going 100% at the one thing you can control. And with that, it opens up time for you so you can live a life that ultimately you dreamed of. But I just want to make you guys realize that if I can do this shit, bloke, like I didn't finish school, I don't have any degrees, I don't have any qualifications, I swung a hammer for years, so can you. And you know, this might be a bit overwhelming hearing all these big words. You know, if I was watching a video similar to this time last year, I would have been like, holy fuck, that is so crazy. But that is why I want you guys to focus on learning a skill. The first skill being sales, you know, the art of communication, being able to talk the way I'm talking right now, being able to understand psychology and things like that. And it might sound so overcomplicated, but if you just focus on the one thing, focus on learning sales, learning skills, then, you know, later you can worry about content creation. But first off, learning sales and a skill where you can communicate, you can sell yourself to other businesses, other people, you can sell yourself. And also with that, getting help from the right people who have those skills. But yes, getting a mentor, yes, getting guided and help step by step is what you like. It is what you need. It is what got me here. But then with that, learning the back end systems, learning how to create systems, learning how to manage a team, learning management, business management, and also having connections in the space is such a big thing. If you go at this alone as a lone wolf, it is going to make your life very hard because, you know, you're just new to the space. You need people around you who can help you with these things, people who can help you build teams, people who can help you learn these skills as well, but also people who can connect you with other people. It's all connections. Everyone in this space, everyone in business is a team. So the bigger team you can build, the more success you will have. You do not need a fancy setup. I bought this laptop when I first started off. It was like Gumtree or a refurbished laptop. It was like $600. That's all I need. I've got an iPhone. You don't need a fancy setup. You do not need a fancy setup. You need a story, a real skill, and a system behind you to help build that. That's obviously a bit later down the line, the systems and stuff like that. But, you know, a lot of people go, oh my God, I don't have this, I don't have that. If you have a laptop, even if you have a phone, I didn't have a laptop for the first few months. That is all you need. Now, if you guys want a more in-depth 3-hour-long breakdown of all the skills that I just discussed, appointment setting, remote closing, building a personal brand, even mindset stuff, I created one a few months ago. It's 3 hours long. It is literally everything you need to get started skill set wise, how to build these skill sets, how to learn them. So comment down below, 12K blueprint. I'll send that through to you. And that's basically all the skills that I learned, like the ins and outs of each skill that helped me make $12,914 in 7 days while getting to travel, while still getting to enjoy my life. It's not just work. If you want that, comment that down below. I'll send that right over to you. But from here, we will wrap it up. That is basically how I made the money. You know, how I've got myself from being just a loser, not knowing anything about business, to surrounding myself around really successful people in the space to get me to the position that I wanted to be in, to help me live a life that, you know, I could have only dreamt of this time last year when, you know, this time last year I was just on a job site. Now, over on my social media, over on Instagram, I'm going to be sharing my whole journey to $100,000 a month and 100,000 followers. No fluff, no bullshit, exactly like this. I'm going to show you the ins and outs of business, how I sort of manage things, how I try and still figure it out. I still don't have a lot of clues what's going on half the time. We're just winging it, but you know, something's working. So follow me along on that journey. We're on a journey to 100K a month now, which, you know, is still pretty far away, to be honest. You know, 12K a week, you times that by 4, it's about $50,000 a month. So we're not even halfway there yet. Over on Instagram, we got about 36,000 followers, having a bit of struggle with the growth over on my short form, but it's all part of it. You know, you're going to face those problems. If you enjoyed this video, if you've got any questions, put them down below. Give us a subscribe if you're wanting to, but also reach out if you want this blueprint. It's 3 hours long. I poured hours and hours into creating it for you guys. But, you know, like, subscribe, comment down below, and let me know what you want to see next. If you've got any questions, anything holding you back, I'm always a message away on Instagram. Always, you know, you can comment down below on this video. But yeah, guys, I appreciate the time. I hope this was of value, and I hope to see you cunts winning before 2025 ends. We've got 5 months left in the year. 5 months, it's August as I record this, 5 months left in the year to try and make that change, to break the norm, to stop doing the same shit that you've been doing for years and years on end. I hope you enjoy, guys. Let me know if there's anything you need down below, and peace.